Hi, my name is Ron Layman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects for clients all around the world. Today, I'm going to show you this soft, subtle, one-step Marmorino technique to create all this little texture and the soft movement of the color and the trowels. So let's get our tools, let's get our materials, and let's get started. The first thing I've done to get ready for today's technique is I base coated the surface using the Quartz primer. Quartz is an interior-exterior mineral-based primer proprietary to all the Bernini Line plasters. Tints with pigment, never paint, cleans up with soap and water, and in this case I rolled it on using a 1/4-inch nap roller because I don't need to have it build a lot of texture. Alright, so the material for today to get started is going to be Marmorino. This is the wet mix Marmorino, meaning it comes in a ready mixed pail. You open it, stir it onto the wall. And this is simply the tint base straight out of the bucket. Okay? No color added whatsoever. This is going to be our base for this finish. So using the Pavon 844i and our spatula, we are going to load up some Marmorino. Oops, got it right on the handle. And just coat the surface. Okay, this is going to be our base. So, not a traditional finish. We need something to blend into. Meaning we're just going to coat it. We're not too worried about a whole lot of things as far as proper technique. I mean, I don't want to say proper technique, but we're not worried about getting it super smooth. We want 100% coverage. Put it back where you want it. Finish it out. So again, we're going to keep working wet into wet here to get this color blend that we're looking for. So this is part one, but we're not going to let it dry. But we do need 100% coverage. Doing that left-handed is slightly off. A little bit more. Okay. Good heavens, that seems like a little work today. Okay. Clean off the excess. Let's get into this other color of Marmorino that I've got here. It's sort of a taupe color. Now remember, it dries about 40% lighter. Keep that in mind, please. Because it's not gonna, when you see these dark colors, plus it's wet into wet. So you're just popping it in here and there. See, I've got all this color happening from different combinations of just creating and stomping it all the way in. I'm not cleaning off in between what pouncing here, but I'm getting some new colors created from the material just blending together on the surface. Okay. Now we'll clean this trowel up a little bit. And let's come back and just make it cloudy. Go in different directions. Careful not to overblend, because you don't want it to become one new color. You want just little hints of this color just dancing around the surface. It's going to dry a lot lighter. Keep that in mind, please. And how do you do a big wall? Get a bigger trowel to start with. Not being smart, but it'll cover more surface quicker. And it makes the surface flatter. This guy's only going to leave, you know, this amount. You get that big trowel, big swaths, flat. All right, let's get to it. Now let's clean it up a little bit. It's all right to have a little texture. This can be our background, but we don't want it to be a lot of texture. And heavy. Just soft movement. Okay. That's it. We're gonna let this dry 100%. I'll come back and see you in just a little bit. Okay, I floated it out. It's still wet. Now what I'm gonna do is come in here with the stipple brush that I've pre-wet. All right, I don't want it dry, I want it to be damp. And you're just gonna come in every so often. Wherever you want. We're gonna create some little background, soft texture here and there, not everywhere. This is gonna come help us later when we bring the line paint into this and give us a little bit of something for it to stick to and give it more interest, all right? But it's up to you at this point. You get to sit here and decide what you want to, how you want it to look, I should say. Let's see what the stipple brush does. See that trowel mark? It's still there. Now it doesn't erase things. It just gives it a little touch, just a little tiny touch of an old soft texture that's deteriorated down over time. Okay. Now we're going to let that set up for just a tiny bit, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. It's starting to firm up just a little bit, but it's still not to the point where I could go in there with that hard trowel and try to knock it down. So all I'm going to do is take my little squeegee here, and I wet it here. I just mist the surface lightly, knock off the excess, and just slowly come through and knock down any of the high stuff. Come from different directions. That way if something goes wrong, it's buried into the finish, like that one. Gotta be careful, you'll get stuff off the side of your sample. That's what happened. Just come back. I just don't want those little peaks that we created sticking up, because when this is dry, this can be brutal if you bump into them. Just creating a soft pitting effect. All right? And if you have an error, like I just got here, and there's a lost the bristle, just come back, tap it out. We're gonna let this sit, and then we're gonna start having some crazy fun with it. Okay, it's firmed up. It's not dry. Firm meaning firm. It's not wet, so there's no moisture on the surface. If I put a lot of pressure on it, I could really flatten it out, but I don't want to. I'm gonna take a clean trowel and ever so softly, with a little pressure, just go in there and flatten out those high spots. That's it. Random directions to not create any patterns or a distinct movement. Super simple. Now, I felt a little drag right there in that spot, so that's still a little damp. And that'll happen on a big wall. You just have to take your time. All right, that's all I'm looking for. Just a soft, simple finish that can be achieved in one coat of plaster. That's it. Isn't it pretty? Now we're gonna let it dry down 100%, and then I'll show you what it looks like. See in just a bit. Okay, it is dry, and that's it right there. Not much to it. Very forgiving finish, very nice finish. Soft, subtle, soothing, very relaxing. The Marmorino is just enough that it absorbs the light so it doesn't reflect off for a cold, harsh feel. And areas here, you either have a little thicker of your darker material or a little bit more mass of darker material, and that's why it just gets a little bit thicker over there. The texture is just enough to break things up and not be like, oh. And you just get this beautiful soft motion through the whole piece. All right, Marmorino. Now, here's the thing. We need to seal it, we need to protect it. We don't want it to be shiny, and the wax won't work. Wax just doesn't work. It takes a lot of wax to seal Marmorino. It's a waste of wax. So, and I don't want it shiny. I do could be okay with a soft, warm luster, and I can do that with the Savon de Marseille. If I can open the bucket, because I should have had it ready. All right, now we take our trowel, A44, okay? I'm going to get some of this wax. I'm sorry, Savon de Marseille. Just trowel it on. Now, it will darken up initially from the moisture that's going into the plaster, into the Marmorino. It's okay, as we know, Savon de Marseille, out of all the sealers, dries the most natural. Okay, it's been setting for about an hour or so, nice and ready. When I touch it, it doesn't hold my hand, doesn't stick, so we can move on. We're just gonna take a clean, color-free, lint-free rag and just go over the surface, just ever so lightly. What it does is, simply by rubbing it, creates a little, closes it up. Meaning we flatten it out, compress it, and that's what gives us the sheen that we're looking for. And it gets rid of any porous surface. So the more porous the surface, the easier it is to stain. Or for it to hold certain things. All right? It's that easy. Nice finish. Get the movement of the material, soft bump of the color, a little bit here. It just has that beautiful, I don't know, mottled effect. But there you have it, Marmorino, one-step finish. All right, so there you have it, the dried finish. Look how that's got the nice color just sort of bouncing around here and there ever so softly. And you got a little bit of trowel movement here and just enough texture to break things up. Super fun. What a great finish. All right, that's all there is to it for this one. My name is Ron Layman. I'm from the Faux School in Frederick, Maryland, where I teach decorative painting workshops and complete commission projects for clients all around the world. If you're interested in classes, commissioning, or purchasing any of the tools and materials that you saw to create this finish, you'll find everything you're looking for in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.